Hello, my name is Dr. Tim Westley, and I am the historian for the Republican Party of Texas. Have you ever wondered why we have so many women's groups in Texas when it comes to Republican politics? Well, the reason is, if we look back when the Republican Party started here in Texas, July 4th, 1867, at this time, women were not included in the political spectrum. They weren't able to participate. Many of the women, even if they wanted to run for office, they just could not raise the political campaign capital needed to win a race. So what did they do? They started to work from the outside. The women decided that they can influence the men who were going to vote, and they were also able to organize certain groups so that they can influence legislation. Historically, they've always been known as outsiders, and so they took advantage of this outsider label and they organized. They found themselves being able to get these volunteer associations so organized that they can voice opinion and influence legislation from the state level all the way up to the federal government. They created what's now known, or they pioneered what's now known as pressure group politics. These pressure groups would have specific issues and agenda items that they wanted legislators to pass. And so what they did, they petitioned and they began to do letter writing. So if you see the letter writing campaigns taking place right now that's been quite effective in getting legislation pushed forward, well, you can credit women. They pioneered this art of putting pressure on legislators, and they were successful in doing so. What else did they do? They also urged male voters to not vote for incumbents that were uncooperative. Think about that for a moment. If you don't cooperate, we will urge the male voters who can vote not to vote for you. They were able to impact legislation that we still benefit from today. For instance, in 1887, it was their impact that helped to stop juveniles from being incarcerated with adults. That's a great thing. In 1893, they made sure that a requirement was passed so that alcohol education took place in public schools. They stopped the sale of cigarettes to minors in 1899. They made sure that the age of consent for young girls was raised not once, not twice, but 3 times. From 10 years old to 12 years old in 1891, to 15 years old in 1895, and to 18 years old by 1918. Well, they didn't stop there. They continued to put pressure on the political establishment by supporting third-party candidates who were favorable towards their causes. They also served on influential committee platforms. By the time the progressive era stopped, you see a huge burst of new women Republican organizations and or associations. They also were responsible in 1907, looking back, at ensuring that a juvenile court system was established. Child labor laws by 1911 was established. And finally, they did things such as ensuring that women labor laws were established so that there would be 50-hour work weeks established and no more than 10-hour work days established. And they did so much more. So as we continue to celebrate Women's History Month, and as we look around and we see so many different organizations that's tied to women, different women Republican clubs, just know that there is a history or a foundation to these clubs. There's a reason why they were established. They were effective then, and they're still effective now. As the historian, I want to thank you, women. I want to salute you for all the hard work you've done and all the hard work you're doing and all the hard work that you will do. Thanks again in this Women's History Month and beyond. God bless you.